Hi everyone and welcome to the Horror Room. So for this midweek video, I'm going to be doing a review of the new VHS film, VHS Halloween. Um, a lot of the ones nowadays just go directly to Shudder and then, they're at the shelf in Walmart like a couple months later, which kind of sucks because when they first started coming out, it was a pretty big deal. Um, of course, everyone's probably seen VHS 1, the one that started it all. Um, Now, this one wasn't as memorable as the second one, in my opinion. But this one has, like the haunted house. It's got the, what's her name? She's like a succubus, kind of. The girl that they meet, and she's like kind of weird. So I would say this one's, not as memorable as the second one. Because obviously the second one is my favorite one. This has got like the alien abduction thing. It's got the cult. It's got the zombie with the GoPro thing. It's a whole lot of fun. So I'd say out of the original ones, that this is probably the one that I would recommend the most. Then of course they came out with VHS Viral. This one has a few segments on it that are kind of cool. Like I think the magician one is okay. I do like the final scene with like the skateboarders and the like skeletons. Um, but they always kind of just were like, their standalone thing. I think this one was more, it's viral, it's getting on the internet. Um, then they started doing like themes for different years. They did 94 and 99, I think. They did 85, which 85, I will say, was a pretty entertaining one. I couldn't tell you a single thing that came in a bunch of these, though. I know Stephen Ogg, the guy who is in GTA 5 that plays Trevor, is in VHS 90 or 85. I'm pretty sure he is. I could be mistaken that, but I'm pretty sure he's in that one. But that one was a lot of fun, and I do plan on buying that one. And then there was VHS Beyond. Yeah, that was the one right before this. That one was okay. I think there was like an alien and an apple orchard thing that was kind of okay. Other than that, I mean, the sequels that have followed the original trilogy have been kind of forgettable. Um, so I wasn't hyping up Halloween too much. But I said, I'll give it a shot. And I've seen other people review it, and I was like, I don't want to watch that. The most I had one of my friends to say, oh, this movie sucked. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. So I watched VHS Halloween. And I'm going to kind of briefly describe what the skits or little sections are about. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to tell you what I thought of each skit and what I thought of it overall. So the first, it's kind of the wraparound thing, is something involving like a drink, and a company is testing it with different wacky results. Um, for that one, I would say, let's say out of three, I would give it a two. It was kind of mid. Wasn't like terrible. Some of the effects were pretty cool, but an evil soda. Ooh. But then we get to the first little skit, and it's like a couple girls that are running around stealing candy. The thing it reminded me of is if you've seen Purge 3. I don't remember what that one's called, but the one where like the bratty kids are going and stealing shit from like the convenience store during the Purge. That's what it reminded me of. But then they go to this house, and it devolves into like a baby themed haunted house, which sounds really stupid, but it was really funny and entertaining. Now, if you're expecting like, ooh, a good conclusion or something like that with a lot of these skits, you ain't gonna get that. They're just like in and out, boom. So just enjoy them for what they are. Cheap thrills, basically. So I thought that one was okay. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the next two, I was kind of like, I was falling a little bit asleep during. But they are ones that I rank low. For the baby, the haunted house one, that's a 3. That's a good one. But the second one was like about a weird haunted phone in like a mansion, and these people were like going there after a costume party, and it's like it's after it, so the police are taking this guy back to the crime scene, like show us what you did. It's so weird, and like I don't know, it was just kind of mid. Like I said, from what I saw of it, because I was kind of like near the end, I was getting a little sleepy. The next one is the one you might have seen a lot in the trailers, and that is with the weird. It looks like a tomato, but he's like a giant gumball piece of candy or something like that. Um, and it's like a candy factory. Like there's a bowl that sucks people into it, and then it's like they're turning people into candy. Had some okay gore effects, but other than that, it was just like I don't know, kind of a silly premise that didn't like do anything too creative. So that's another one I would give maybe mid to one. Maybe one's a little not fair, but yeah, I'll say it's mid. But then after that, we get to the best two in my opinion. Oh, excuse me. One is like it's a store that sells like electronics, and they also take pictures, mainly of children, to help in case there's missing kids stuff. It's kind of weird. It's got like an uncomfortable vibe, but it's also got like those late '80s, early '90s vibes. So it's kind of cool. It's an interesting premise. I won't spoil the end, but I did think it kind of fell apart near the end. I thought they could have done something a little more creative with that. But I liked it all in all. And I'm like, I would watch a full movie about that. Just kind of, add some more tension, add something a little more unexpected to the plot twist. Because it's kind of one of them things you see kind of coming. But yeah, I would give that one a 3, regardless of the ending being kind of short for me. And then the final skit is about a father and son who do like a themed, like haunted house every year at their house. And then it's like years later, the son's grown up and he's like, "Oh, Dad, you're so embarrassing. Blah, blah, I don't want to do it." But they convince the son to, like, "Hey, come do this haunt with us again." And of course, they find a fucking book or something. I think it was a book. So it's basically like your Necronomicon. Oh no, they accidentally summoned real demons and witches and shit. So it's kind of like a think haunt or Hell House LLC where they're like panicking and running out. It's kind of like that, except there's not guys in robes and clown statues moving. But it is a lot of fun, and I was like, that's another idea that I think would be kind of cool, like a haunted house that accidentally like comes to life and people have to escape it somehow. Because we've seen the haunted house where like, oh, the actors are killing you. That's been done to death, but like imagine like someone puts a spell or a curse on a haunted house and like everything that's in there comes to life. So each room is like its own little horror movie. I think that would be so cool. So yeah, all in all, I would say that this VHS Halloween is not as bad as everyone's making it out to be. I know people are complaining about the AI use, but honestly, unless you're looking for it, it's really like there's one scene where like you see a picture of a girl with a pregnant stomach and she's crying, and it's like, yeah, that's AI. No one would take a picture like that and put it up in a house. And then during the candy segment, some of the like candy bars you can see it's just nonsense. Um, but they could have just done that so they could be like, oh well, we can't use Hershey's or Reese's candy, so we can just throw an AI label on it and it looks okay. Now, whether they used AI for some of the special effects or not, I guess that could be debated. But some of the stuff that I thought was interesting and cool, if there was AI involved in it, I didn't really notice. I'm not really looking. If it's blatant and it stands out, then yes, it's going to ruin the experience. But from what I noticed, it was very minimal. And let's just hope it was. I haven't looked up any info about it because I wanted to go in blind and watch it for myself. And I think you guys should too. Like I said, just don't expect it to be as grand as like the original VHS movies. At this point, you're lucky to get 2, maybe 3 segments at most that are really entertaining. The rest of them, varies. So, yeah, you can watch VHS Halloween on Shudder. It's available now, and that's where I watched it. Or you can just wait a couple months. It'll be at Walmart for like $12. um, so yeah, hope you guys check it out if you want. But if not, I mean, just pop out the original three. Most people stick to the first two, but I thought viral was okay. It's just everything after it kind of starts going downhill. Maybe one day I'll do a ranking of all the individual skits. I'll just have to actually sit down and watch them all again. And I'll only do the skits, not the like wraparound segments. Because especially in the first two, it's just like, oh, we found tapes. We're watching tapes. They stopped doing that after a while because it's kind of like, yeah, you don't need to include that. We get it. But oh, just another quick note. I think it'd be awesome if they did one that was all like fake commercials and infomercials, like a cable network style, like interdimensional cable, but horror. It's probably been done, but I think it'd be an interesting idea. That way you could do a ton of them, kind of like the ABCs of Death did, but you know, not a bunch of like horror stories, just like fake commercials, fake trailers, fake advertisements for like kind of horror inspired stuff. Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun, pretty goofy, but that's just me. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Sunday's video.